computers don't, and the computers don't because of the weakness of their schedule to this point. And I've heard a lot of people this week saying, well, if you look at Wisconsin's schedule, you know, it's going to get better toward the end. They're going to climb up in the computers. Well, it can't really get worse. Of course, it's going to get better. And then almost everybody, except for Boise State, schedule does get stronger once they get into conference play. And a lot of people are citing the fact that the Big Ten has 6 teams in the BCS top 25, which happens to be the most of any conference. And while that's true, I would tell you that 4 of those 6 are in the bottom 10 of the top 25, and Illinois is number 23. If they're going to lose this game, they're going to fall out. The team that's beating them, Purdue, is not going to come in. And then later today, you've got another game where I think a lot of people see potential for an upset. Penn State at Northwestern. Penn State's 21 in the BCS. If they were to lose, they would fall out of the top 25. Northwestern is not going to come in. And so, you know, there's a very fine line right there with the Big Ten as far as the schedule strength for Wisconsin is concerned the rest of the year. Let me dial back just a moment to Thursday night. Brad Edwards, Trevor Madison, Doug Gottlieb, College Game Day on ESPN Radio, ESPNRadio.com. Thursday night on ESPN. Now, there's only 2 games on. One's World Series. And if you're a college football or football fan, you turn on, there's Arizona and UCLA. Now, Arizona has lost 10 consecutive games to FBS opponents. Their coach, Mike Stoops, has already been fired. They got an interim head coach. They're playing at home. The stadium is, at best, 3/4 full. There's even a guy who dressed in the, I was being kind. There's even a guy who got on the field dressed as the referee and nearly stole the football and then became a streaker. But that led to a fight, which has led to 11 combined suspensions between UCLA and Arizona. Really ugly brawl on the field, in which a 14-7 game became a 48-12 blowout for Arizona, as UCLA moves their record to a subpar 3-4. Guys, I watched that game, and it wasn't just how they played. It wasn't just their ineptitude in so many different skill positions, and especially on defense, but the brawl as well. That feels like that's a great way to get yourself fired. If it's ever close for Rick Neuheisel, or Dan Guerrero, their AD, did come out after the game and said, no way it happens this season.
Yeah, it's bad, and especially when it gets so bad that the announcers were saying on that game, this really made me take notice, somebody in one of those gold UCLA helmets has got to start playing with some pride. Now, when that goes out there verbalized on national television, it looks bad for the coach, because ultimately it's the coaches that have got to get those guys motivated. It's the coach that chose them, but it's the coach that also has to light the fire under them. And that kind of image, whether it's true or not, fair or not, is now out there.
It's really stunning how Rick Neuheisel and Jeff Tedford, Tedford's not getting fired, he's got 4 years left, $3 million a year. They simply don't have the money to buy him out. Plus, Jeff Tedford has, you know, he has some equity because of past success in that program going back to the days at Oregon. But really remarkable how 2 guys, who I think everyone believed Neuheisel was a great quarterback there, a pretty good quarterback, but because they don't have talent to work with, because they haven't recruited well enough, that they just simply look at. I don't know if that's necessarily true with, I don't know if it's true with either team that they don't have talent. I think they both have. Have you watched Cal play? Yeah, but bro, they got some players. You know, no, you can't get you don't have a quarterback who can get them the football. Right. It doesn't matter what quarterback you got. All the difference. And I'm not saying Cal's talent is anywhere near the teams that are at the top of the conference, right? But it's better than the way that they play. And to your point about the quarterback, UCLA, since Neuheisel got there, has had just injury after injury, and most of them have been on the offensive line or to the quarterback. And it's tough to win when you have those types of injuries, but at some point, injuries have to stop being an excuse. And you just have to win games. And Rick Neuheisel is, to some degree, being victimized by the fact that while all this is going on with his program, USC has, on its own, taken a step back because of the sanctions, and UCLA is not capitalizing on that, and it's driving their boosters crazy. Yeah, I mean, listen, in fairness, and I've been to more UCLA games than maybe any other college football program. My sister and brother both went to school there. My sister was a cheerleader there. We went to games for 4 consecutive years in the end of the Terry Donahue era, beginning of the Bob Toledo era. I can tell you that having a stadium, which sounds great, but it's about an hour from campus to travel, it's too big to fill up, so it looks half empty. And the lack of on-campus facilities are forever going to hinder them in any way.
And I'm not sure that it drives the boosters crazy. I think maybe mildly annoyed. That's the problem. There's not enough passion among the boosters and among the administration to be able to compete with the passion across town at USC. That's one of the reasons they don't win as much as USC.
All right. With all this talk about November 5th, Could the Alabama Crimson Tide be on upset alert? We'll take you to T-Town, Tuscaloosa. Next, College Game Day on ESPN Radio.
Southwest makes the call. Welcome back. A flag on that other airline has been thrown after a man was charged $120 round trip for 2 bags. Let's see what the Southwest Airlines referee has to say.
I've got look. Passengers wall.
A beautiful call. A man and his family are now rushing over to hug the Southwest wrap. No, make that a family dog pile. Unbelievable. Folks, avoid getting charged by those other airlines. Bags fly free. Southwest Airlines. It's the right call. First and second, check back when you charge with the flight.
When you're swinging a baseball bat, the more you hit, the better. When you're driving a car, not so much. That's why Monroe urges everyone to replace their warning shocks at 50,000 miles. Warning shocks not only affect ride comfort, they may also affect your car's ability to stop. And when you buy qualified Monroe shocks or struts between September 1st and October 31st, you get up to $125 back by mail-in rebate. It's the extra savings you need and the extra safety you need more. Restrictions apply. Actual mileage may vary. Mail-in promotion details available at Monroe.com. Prepare yourself for the concert of Madden 2011. Live in concert on October 26th, Lucky Star Casino Concho. Snoop Dogg and the Documentary Tour. Live at Lucky Star Casino Concho. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. An evening with Snoop Dogg. All Snoop, all night. You need a ticket. Get them at the casino box office. Online at ticketstore.com. Charge 866-966-1777. Or 674. Snoop Dogg. In the hotel. Live October 26th, Lucky Star Casino Concho. Jesus up, hold down, like your motherfucker up and down, baby. Don't miss Snoop Dogg. The beat goes up. For more info, visit LuckyStarCasino.org. McDonald's sausage biscuit sandwich is so awesome. With a sizzling sausage patty, snuggled inside a fluffy, flaky biscuit, and all for only $1. The best part?